Okay, guys, so part two, um, on how to become a Wiccan. Anyway, there's some real things you guys got to keep in mind. Um, there's a lot of discrimination against Wiccans. A lot of people think that we're a cult, even though we're not. Some people actually claim that Wicca is not a religion at all, even though it is not only recognized by the United States government, but it's also recognized by the United States military, and originally was recognized by the military before the government. There have been a lot of anti-witchcraft laws that have actually been removed because there are more naturalists, there's more spiritualists, there's more Wiccans and pagans in general that are around today, and they can't really tell us that, oh, well, you can practice anything you want, and then tell a Wiccan they're not allowed to practice it. It doesn't work that way. Um, One of the things that I have to say is that being a Wiccan is definitely not easy, and a lot of that falls into the whole thing with the persecutions and everything else. You are judged, you are stereotyped. Um, I've actually known of people being beaten and abused. A good example is when I first came out of the broom closet that I was a witch, I was actually stoned. I had people throwing rocks at me as well as my friends. Um, and they were calling me a devil worshiper, a Satanist, and everything else. Although, if you talk to any Satanist, a Satanist will tell you that even though there are similarities, there are things that a Wiccan believes in that Satanists don't, and Satanists believe in things that Wiccans don't. They really are two separate religions altogether. The greatest thing, though, about Wicca is that the learning never stops. There's a lot, you need a lot of personal discipline, and there's a lot of effort that needs to go into it. Unlike many other religions, Wicca actually has few ready-made rules on behavior, and the main one, like I said, was "and it harm none, do what thou will." Um, in some areas of North America, it is not particularly safe for a Wiccan to be open about his or her religion. This goes back to the whole Satanism, devil worship, satanic ritual abuse, and all that other stuff that for one reason or another, people associate with Wicca. Um, there are many, many positive aspects of the Wiccan religion, however. Wiccans feel very close to the environment and the natural cycles that happen in nature. Many have reported an intense feeling of comfort when they found Wicca, and it kind of was like a perfect fit, so to speak. Um, they feel that they really have come home, that they have actually found something that they have been searching for their entire lives. Members of covens often become emotionally and spiritually close, much like any family would. Um, like in the case of foster homes, when you have foster kids come in, you literally do become a really close-knit family. Um, Wicca is more than really a religion. It actually is a way of life. It is a way of living. Um, it really permeates all aspects of your being. So, if you really decide to proceed, you might want to try to find essays about what Wicca is and how to go, how to continue to proceed from here. Um, you might also want to try surfing the net. If you surf the net, guys, please use common sense when you're using the internet. Um, you want to use multiple sources. You want to make sure that the sources that are speaking on Wicca are valid. Um, if you look at a Christian site, for every one Christian site you look at, you need to look at a pagan-based site. Some really good sites to look at are places like witchvox.com. Um, Even going sometimes to Wikipedia, although I do not recommend always going to Wikipedia. Um, Wikipedia has some pretty good information on there on occasion, depending on the certain subjects. There are tons and tons and tons of pagan books out there. Out of the broom closet, 50 Stories of a Witch Who Found and Enhanced the Craft by Aaron Murphy Hiscock is a really good book. You guys can actually find that in most craft stores or pretty much any bookstore. If the bookstore doesn't have it, they're usually willing to find it and purchase it for you and then have it usually shipped directly to your house. Um, Barnes and Noble, Borders, Chapters, any place like that usually has a New Age or metaphysical section, so definitely check in there. Um, any books by Starhawk, Scott Cunningham, Raymond Buckland, all these books are really good books to look into. After you've gained a little more knowledge on what Wicca is, you might want to try to contact a local coven if that's the way that you choose. Just keep in mind that most covens are restricted to persons 18 years of age and older. There's a lot of legal reasons behind this, and then there's a lot of personal reasons that go behind this. Like I said already in my first video, usually once a person has dedicated their lives, and they've done their year and a day training, they'll usually go through like a first stage initiation. Some groups will actually have degrees. There's first degree, second degree, and third degree. First degree is where you've done your year and a day study and this is your first time being initiated. You've come up with your own magical name. You were starting to truly understand and become one with yourself. And then as you go up to second and third degree, you're becoming and learning more about the craft. You're becoming more one with yourself, more one with the coven, and so on and so forth. If you really wish to remain a solitary practitioner, Sue Wicca was founded by Raymond Buckland, and that's a really good one to look in. Any of his books are really good to look into. This tradition actually has a self-initiation ritual by where a very sincere individual can initiate themselves into the craft as a priest or priestess. Alternatively, you might want to write your own rituals, which I actually recommend. So anyway, guys, check out religionstolerance.org for the Wicca section on there. Check out witchbox.com. Another good place is to go to www.wicca.com/celtic/wicca/howto.htm. I'm going to post links in the description bar, so don't worry about that. Anyway, this is Lady Silver Vixen. I'm signing out now, and I hope you guys really did enjoy, this quick rambling session that I had on how to become a Wiccan. So, be blessed, everybody.